Hello. So I just wanted to come on and share a little bit about what I have been going through, what I've been doing, and the deep soul digging that I've been doing lately, and just share it with you guys. So earlier this month, I decided to revisit a workshop I did with Caroline Mice around the Tree of Life. And she calls Sephiroth, and I'm probably saying that way wrong, um, the different God points. So these are the energy points that are on the Tree of Life. If you're looking at the Tree of Life, it's the little circles with all the interesting names. And one of those God points, or one of those energy systems, is Netzar. Now, I'm probably saying that really wrong as well, but its energy and its overarching themes is endurance and strength. And that really had me pondering so deeply. I've done some of the most juiciest, deepest inner work in the last month where I've been really looking at in my life, where are the parts of myself that I'm lying to myself, or I speak illusions, or I speak something like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I don't do it. So, what I'm actually energetically doing to myself is a lack of integrity and a lack of sovereignty because I'm not keeping my word. And if you don't have your word, it's that core aspect of your power system, your tree of life, who you are. I've looked at all these areas of my life where I'm like, yeah, no, I'll clean that up, or I'll take better care of my health, or I'll do this and I'll do that. And I just never do them. Ever. It just gets put in the pile of like things that don't get done. And you might not think, oh, that's a big deal. Like your life's not that bad, or, you're like in the grand scheme of things, I'm not a bad person. My life's not bad. I'm not like, it's not too messy. I'm not sick. There's 1,000 different things that we can kind of say to ourselves as an excuse as to why we don't do the things that we get the messages that we are to do. So I've really thought to myself, I want to make these changes for me. But not just that, like I want to really embody self leadership. I help my beautiful clients make all these changes in their lives, and I need to be the greatest version of myself so that I can hold the frequencies of them transferring and transforming and transmuting into the greatest versions of themselves. When someone works with me, they tell me who they want to be and what life they want to have, and I hold a vision and I see them as that person, as that self. I've got my clip on my finger, and that's what I see. And then all these things will bubble up, and I help them get to that person and into that vision. And then in the last 12 months, I've kind of stopped doing it for myself. I've stopped really pushing myself to be the greatest version of myself. I've, I've kind of become relaxed with who I am, happy with who I am. I do love myself. I think I'm pretty amazing. And I've got self confidence, self empowered. I see big picture stuff. I am such a master alchemist. I'm so amazed at the things I can alchemize so quickly. I have all these really powerful aspects that I love and own about who I am. But I didn't expand my context. I didn't want to, like, yes, I can dream bigger, but I didn't take the relevant actions that I know that I need to take in order to expand into that frequency and the version of who I'd like to be. So this month, I really looked at, okay, I know that if I'm going to take myself to that next level, I'm going to need endurance, I'm going to need strength, I'm going to need my warrior archetype. I started to really look at endurance, and I looked at, well, where in my life have I had the strength to make big changes in the past? And oh my God, I've done some big things in the past. I gave up processed sugar for like 3 years. Like anyone that's ever tried to give up sugar will know just how tough that first month is. And like little things like that, or big things like that, where I have actually taken gargantuan, ginormous, massive, I think the biggest thing ever, amounts of effort in order to change. When I moved to Mount Isa to sort out my life and become more like financially grown up, that was freaky. And I did it. Drove 2.5 days into the desert and lived there for nearly 3 years. Saved up, paid out all my debt, saved up money, got a deposit for a house, and then went and purchased a house, and I got my investment property now. That took endurance. There's times in my life where I've had really struggles with other people, with bullying, um, with being stuck in my victim. And I know that sounds weird, but you do need endurance when you're stuck in your victim, because you actually literally endure being in the darkness. And then you have to go through the endurance and the warrior to climb out of the darkness. So I looked at all these parts of myself which was so much change, so much I endured. It's so strong. And I really felt like popping on here and asking you if you're in a similar space where you're really looking at your life and the things that you want to change, then go back and look at the past, your past, and all the things that you've survived, all the things that have required extreme bravery, leaving toxic relationships, getting divorces. It still requires endurance. You might not have been fun with it, it might not have been easy, but you were so freaking strong. Problems with children, problems with bullying, when you made great, big, giant life changes, you needed endurance. You have the blueprint inside of you. You know how strong you can be. What about the times you had to fight for something? Did you have to fight for custody? Did you have to fight for something and it took 2 freaking years? That's endurance, darling. You have the blueprint in there for you. Did you have a absolutely horrifying childhood and you just had to endure to get into adulthood and then you could start your healing journey? How strong were you? How did you endure the darkness? So I really invite you to explore endurance in your past, because it's the keys to going forward. And I don't feel like it is the acknowledged superpower that it is, and how freaking amazing it is, and how strong we are. So some of the changes that I've made and I've been putting like across my life, I gave up sugar again. I've started to reorganize my room. It was really cluttered. I look like it looks like a witch's labs exploded. and I have literally got on my bookcase all my spiritual books, and then there's like rocks and crystals and herbs and things everywhere. So while it's not like the world's worst thing, they're all like cool things that are scattered everywhere. But that's also not organized, it's not clear, it's not cleansed, it's not good. So I'm redoing my altar, I'm redoing and like cleaning everything. And then I will start on this office, which I will never show you guys what it looks like because, yeah, let's just say I'll show you the finished product. There's also my health. So I'm starting with the sugar because I know I can do it. And then I'm going to go into like being really more intentional with my eating. I'm a long-term vegetarian. But I can get stuck eating the easy processed meals or just adding processed stuff in with the veggies instead of really crafting super clean, clear food, which is kind of ridiculous because I love to munch on a carrot. I love fruit. I love vegetables. I love sitting down to a really good, healthy meal. My whole body just sings. And instead, I do something that's easy and processed, and there's no reason to do it. So I'm making changes across the board. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are doing the exact same thing. And I just wanted to say, look at your past where you've endured and activate the same strength. Pick little things and then just choose little things and get your personal integrity back with that endurance. The things that you've said you've wanted to do for a very long time and you're not doing them. And I know this sounds very, very huge, but don't live with lots of regrets. Don't get to your deathbed with a gigantic list of things that you never did or a life that you never lived. You know? So start small and get big. Get to the place where you want to be and who you're wanting to be. So in the next few days, I'm going to put out some events that I'll be doing in February, and I'll do that in the Facebook group. I also need to send out an email. I'm also going to do a blog post around endurance, which with some steps and some focal points. So even though this is streaming live into the Facebook group right now, I'll come back and I'll add some things in the description as an update so that you've got some other stuff that you can click on and do, and check out the events section in the Facebook group because I'll have a few more things coming out. I also am going to put together the 2 meditations that I did last month. No, actually earlier this month. And like I'll just put them together and keep them low cost, like $9 or something like that, $9 or $11. I'll put them together because I feel like even though they are about cleansing the year and the things that we go through, and then also what are the seeds of the things that we want to plant and manifest. I mean, I know this sounds dramatic, but I almost feel like I did 6 months worth of work in less than 1 month. Like the amount of soul digging and transformation aspects that I brought in. So I might redo my own meditations because I feel like the seeds that I want to plant are different, you know, already. So I'll update that all in the Facebook group after I finish the blog post. And if you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. If you are experiencing similar stuff, you've been going through the same things, please comment. I'll put this on YouTube as well. And you can comment on YouTube or Facebook. I really love hearing about people's journey and I love helping people. So if you need any help, don't ever hesitate to reach out. Say, this is what I'm going through. And I think we're all amazing. Don't ever forget that. Bye for now.